Coming up on Family Futures today, where do you want to see yourselves as a husband and wife?
What do you want it to look like day to day?
To be honest, I thought it would basically be the same where we are right now. We're still supporting each other. I'm hoping that translates into when we're married, supportive, still having communication, obviously, but living together. We get along, we love each other still.
What makes you guys compatible and suitable for each other?
And I think that's one of the big things for us is we're willing to compromise. I know my parents were like a wall. I'm like talking to a wall, trying to have them do something.
And I don't know if maybe I'm just picking the wrong time, always picking the wrong time to bring it up, or if it's just something that he's never going to give me a chance to bring up.
But this right here, that has to be your number one priority, and whatever happiness means to the two of you together, you've got to figure that out and work on it.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, how are you?
Good, come on in. Hey, Dominica, how are you, ma'am? Good, come on in. Good to see you. How you doing? Today we spoke with Leo and Dominica. And I'm gonna tell you, this was a little different today because this couple is engaged. They've yet to be married. And it's a little different with this engaged couple because they don't even have a wedding date established yet, but yet they know they want to walk down the aisle and tie the knot.
Right, and so they've done a lot of pre-work in a lot of other areas, like their education, not the purchasing of their home, but getting a home, because this home was seeded into their lives in a unique way.
Yeah, free and clear, which is always the best kind of seed to receive.
Right. No mortgage payment, which is always good.
Leo and Dominica, we are so excited that you guys have decided to be with us this morning. And I can tell you, I'm especially excited about you two, because when we think about what we do, helping couples work through their issues, a lot of times they're already married. And then they come to us and they have a lot of issues that they're trying to work through, and they're working through them after they've gotten together. But the fact that you two are engaged, what you're saying is, hey, look, let's work it out before we walk down the aisle. And I'm going to tell you, from our perspective, we think that is the most important and most critical time to really set your relationship up for success. Because what we're talking about is not just being in a relationship, but thriving in that relationship. Mm-hmm. And as I said, just doing it in the beginning is something that can alleviate a lot of issues going forward. Mm-hmm. We've been together for 27 years, and I can tell you, if you can get it right now, you're going to set yourself up for just, oh my goodness, just the wedded bliss that you say you desire going forward. So, let me just get right into it, because I know it's early this morning. And so tell me, I'm going to start with you, Dominica. Yeah, I'm going to start with you, ladies first, right?
She's like, oh no.
You met Leo, right?
Yeah.
How did you know that he was the one?
I'm trying to think. It's actually kind of funny.
Okay, make me laugh. Go ahead.
He's not going to remember, but actually very early on in our relationship, I had me, him, and one of my best friends. We went to Whole Foods, and this was like when Whole Foods was a little bit newer. Mm-hmm. And he walked off to the bakery. You probably don't remember it all.
No.
Okay. And it was me and Sorrel and you. And Sorrel was just like, so Dominica, like, what do you think about him? Do you think you could marry him? Do you think he'd be the one? And
how many times had you guys seen each other up until this point?
Not very much.
Okay.
Not very much at all. Like, I've never told him this story. And I would say it was probably, we started dating in July, so it was that same year. So it was probably maybe in like September. Okay. Yeah. And I looked at her and I looked at him standing over by the bakery, and I said, actually, yeah. And so I don't know, I can't explain or express exactly what made me feel that way, but I kind of just felt it. I don't know. In that moment when she asked me, but I was like, okay, yeah. And it was right. I was right. least I hope I'm still right.
Okay, so now you said not long. How long was that not long or that not much? How long was that not much with your interaction with Leo up to that point? So you got to the, oh yeah.
So it was from July until September we had been dating
Oh,
at that point. So like 3 months, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it about him that made you go, oh yeah?
I don't have very much dating experience. I'm going to be honest. I haven't dated. And I definitely have not been in a long-term relationship before I met him.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't been in any long-term relationships at all. Previous to him, I think I saw one guy on and off for about 9 months, and that was the longest.
That was long term.
Yeah, and he was like one of like maybe a couple of guys I went on dates with.
Mm-hmm.
And so for Leo, it started out more as a friendship, I think, when we first started just hanging out. And we had a lot of things in common. He was kind of quirky and weird like me. I felt that even after that short time, I felt I could become my quirky, weird self without having to like put on like when you first start dating someone, you don't show everything at once. But I was showing him parts of myself that I hadn't even shown the person that I had been seeing for 9 months prior.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think that's what made me feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm just comfortable with him.
How did you know that she was the one?
Well, before her, most of my relationships were mostly, I was like, 21 when you first met?
Yes.
So I was still relatively young, and you're high school, early college. And I mean, to be honest, I was young. It was mostly about fun, partying, that type of thing. So it wasn't really serious. So when I first met her,
So you were just playing around?
basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I first met her, this was the first time where we started to do more than just going out, drinking, and all that stuff. So initially, I noticed she was doing things that really meant a lot to me. I didn't really notice at first, but it really meant over time. Just her doing stuff for me, or even now, she'll I just spilled coffee on the way here, all over my hand, and she's like, "Oh, is your hand okay?" I never had that before.
Well, so the other girl's like, okay, you spilled coffee. I hope his hand burns. I mean,
Basically, yeah.
Or laugh at you and just
You're stupid, and that's it. But she does a lot of things that I see that she really cares for me, and over time, with just a lot of things happen like that, and we do little dates and do stuff like that. It really showed that, hey, you know what, this person really loves me, and I wouldn't mind spending, getting married with her and doing all that.
And when did you know, though? What happened?
What
was
the event?
Okay, yeah.
That's hard. Probably like the first or second year we started dating. She would always come visit me at college. And during that time, I wasn't really working. I was just mostly focusing on school. But she would come visit me. We would get some food. We would do all those things. But I think just her being there when I was struggling with financially and with school and stuff really, really opened my eyes about her being there for me when I needed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And and obviously I love her very much. So I just amplified all of that into.
So you said now while you were in college. Now, how long? You said first or second year. So how long have you guys dated?
Or been together?
Overall? Yeah.
Overall, 7 years.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. So this is long term then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And how long have you been engaged? Are you officially engaged?
Yes.
Or okay, how long have you been engaged?
Or is that an unofficial
Well,
engagement?
there could be.
Oh.
I'm not wearing my ring because we've been renovating our house, and so I don't want to. We've been using saws, and I don't want to get it caught and then you lose my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah. But 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay. So what is it that will let you know, now that you know you're the one, that it's time? How are you making that determination?
In other words, why now?
Well, they're not getting married yet.
No. Why now? They're officially engaged now.
Okay.
Why officially engaged now?
I think, from my perspective, I think both of us are finally, our lives are kind of starting to crystallize and solidify. He has his job as a nurse, and he's becoming, right now hopefully he gets the promotion that he's trying to get right now.
Coming up on Family Futures today.
Where do you want to see yourselves as a husband and wife?
What do you want it to look like day to day?
To be honest, I thought it would basically be the same where we are right now. We're still supporting each other. I'm hoping that translates into when we're married, supportive, still having communication. Obviously, but living together, we get along, we love each other still.
What makes you guys compatible and suitable for each other?
And I think that's one of the big things for us is we're willing to compromise. I know my parents were like a wall. I'm like talking to a wall, trying to have them do something.
Are you ready for a joy infusion? I'm Dr. Felicity Joy, and my new talk show, The Felicity Joy Show, is just that. I talk to people that are living their dreams and those that are struggling to do the same. So whether you have a dream or you say, I don't even know what my dream is, I have an inspiration guarantee on my talk show, The Felicity Joy Show. Watch it on the Road to Eternity Network, on YouTube every first and third Friday for new episodes.
Would you like to take control of your life? Would you like to learn about the inner game of success? Hi, my name is Bob Dudley, and I am the senior partner of Life Changers 180. We are a company that believes in our core that every person has the right to reach their full potential. We provide the tools you need to change your story, change your life, and change your destiny. Join me at our next seminar as we discuss how to help resurrect your dreams and turn them into attainable goals. We will help you overcome obstacles and give you the tools needed to pursue your passion and reach your potential one step at a time. Every attendee will receive a copy of my new book, 7 Perfect Steps to Success, How You Can Achieve Your Dreams. I look forward to seeing you there.
Between the ticks of the clock. Available at these retailers.
Millions use American Sign Language in the United States. Deaf Americans deserve to see programming in their language. Join us as we spearhead the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week Sign Language TV channel.
Like you, my family is always looking for great movies and TV shows to enjoy together. So you can only imagine how excited I was when we decided to create our very own media ministry, Road to Eternity. We believe in creating entertainment that edifies the soul by developing stories that incorporate faith and hope in people's lives. So whether you're watching a movie or even a television show, we desire to bring you closer to Jesus Christ by releasing entertainment that your family and friends can enjoy. From our family to yours, we thank you for joining us as we take you on this new and exciting journey.
Our lives are kind of starting to crystallize and solidify solidify. Like, he has his job as a nurse, and he's becoming, well, right now hopefully he gets the promotion that he's trying to get right now. And that'll set us up financially to be a lot more stable. Me also, I feel like my life goals and my aspirations are set in stone, so I also have a clearer path. And so I just think financially and mostly financially, things are finally starting to like come together for us. I think before we didn't really have that foundation, so it wasn't that I didn't love him or anything. Not that I didn't want to be with him. I probably would have gotten engaged with him like 3 years ago, and gotten married to him maybe like even 3 years ago. But I don't think we would have been there financially, and I think that can also be a big downfall for a lot of relationships. So I think we wanted to keep working on ourselves before we completely committed to each other that way.
Well, you said something that was very important. You mentioned that he got his job, but you also said we wanted to continue to work on ourselves. Talk to me a little more about that. Then I'm going to get to you, Leo, in a second.
He, like he said, he was at college. So he went to university for what, 2 years?
NIU?
Yeah.
Yeah, around 2 years.
2 years, and then he finished that.
Northern Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he went to nursing school. And then me, I'm currently trying to finish school for myself. And
What are you studying about?
I went to the University of Illinois, but unfortunately I ran out of money.
Urbana-Champaign.
And so I was working on 2 degrees there. And molecular biology and art history.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So I'm finally at a point where, he's gotten his stuff together, and I was very happy to support him during that time. And now it's like kind of my turn a little bit to like go to school, finish, and I only have 1 more class left, and then I'm done.
Okay, so you're in school now.
I'll be going in January for my very, very last class, and I will be completely finished, and I'll have my degrees, and I will be done.
Your bachelor's degrees?
So you ran out of money with not one semester, but 1 class to go?
Oh, no. I've been taking them over time throughout the years, throughout the classes that I needed to finish. I've been taking them since I left.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, and when you say getting myself together, part of getting ourselves together was you finishing your degree. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, education. Yeah, was really important to both of us.
Why?
We felt like it would give us more opportunities.
To do what?
To work.
You want to eat, huh?
Yeah, to work. I mean, we both have dreams outside of, I guess, our day jobs, you would call it.
Okay.
And, but we did want to have something that, not that I don't believe in my dreams or believe that I can't get them. Okay. But I still want to have, like you said, I still want to eat.
Yeah, you gotta eat, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't have this job and you had more than 1 class to go, would you guys be engaged today?
We'd probably still be engaged. We wouldn't get married like next, in a few months.
Okay. When is the wedding?
Oh, we don't have a date.
This house pushed everything back.
Yeah, this house.
So what's going to determine the wedding date?
The house.
Once this house is done, I have my appliances in there, my bed. We'll figure that out.
So now the next phase, as you're thinking about marriage in your premarital stage, what is it that you want for your marriage? Where do you want to see yourselves as a husband and wife?
What do you want it to look like from day to day?
I think you should go first.
All right. I'm thinking, happy wife, happy husband, nice home, maybe a few kids.
Okay, what is that happy wife and happy husband? What does that look like? How do you get there?
I don't know, maybe, to be honest, I thought it would basically be the same where we are right now. We're still supporting each other. I'm hoping that translates into when we're married, supportive, still having communication, obviously, but living together. We get along, we love each other still. We still do little things like we do now. That's what I think we will look like. The same, but living together and happy.
And what are your marriage goals? Do you have goals for your marriage? What is it that you would like to achieve as a husband and a wife?
I guess I would like to show that you can build a partnership and have, like we said, we were very focused on building our foundation, but you can have fun and be creative as well and go for your dreams at the same time. I want that to be an option for people and for people to see that, because I think I don't want to comment on your experience and take over it, but like you said, his parents would go home work, you know, and I think a lot of people sometimes that may be, because both of our families were not rich at all, you know, for lower income families, they think, oh, I have to make sure I can eat and get this done. And sometimes they don't leave their kids room to explore their imaginations and tell them, hey, you know, think about what you want to be, think about what you want to do. Do you want to write? Are you interested in art or sports? I know his parents didn't pit him in anything artistic or sports or any kind of extracurricular activities whatsoever. And I hate that for him when I think about it, because when I was growing up, even though it was me, my mom, and my two siblings, we still have support from our extended family, but she still would be like, you want to take dance classes? I'm going to make sure you take those dance classes, you know? And one of the things my mom did was, I remember being a kid, and I'm going to cry. Oh, God. We would clean the dance studio so I could take classes, you know? And I just want to make sure that I can, it's not going to be easy, but I want to be able to show people that you have dreams and you can do them still, even if you're not rich, even if you don't have that extra, you know, even if you don't have that extra side money, to still do it. And I want to be the kind of parent that my mom was in that sense, because she did. Whatever we were interested in, she would make sure that we got to it. And so, like, thank you. I do want to emulate her, definitely, in that respect.
So, Leo, when you hear Dominica, because this is an area that's really important to her, tell me what's going through your mind.
It's a little bit sad. I mean, she did do a lot of things, and her mom worked really hard for those things so she could get those things done. Just thinking, maybe I wish my parents would have done the same. But they're very old school, very old fashioned, and I know that they tried their best with what they could. Maybe they didn't have an option when they were kids as well. But you know, I appreciate their all they did for me, and I mean, I wish they would have done the same, but I understand why they did it, and I don't blame them for it.
Coming up,
there are definitely times that I wish he would loosen up some, but with him, he doesn't ever want to do anything that last minute.
If nothing changed, and this is who he is, are you okay with that?
At first I wasn't with Dominica. I mostly just kind of stuck to what I felt comfortable with.
What does that mean?
You know, if I didn't feel comfortable with dancing, I hate dancing, and that's okay. And then if we say, hey, you know, we got to put these together somehow, we can compromise.
Hi, this is Wendy, and welcome to The Wendy Life. This is a brand new show. We are celebrating some unsung champions in our community, the disabled community. I have been a mom of disabled children for 21 years, and I look to bring light to this community. We are going to talk to and celebrate therapists, teachers, doctors in this community. We're going to talk to the special needs community themselves, people who are rocking out this life despite their disability, showing us how to live our best lives no matter what life throws at us. You can find us on the Ultimate Faith TV network, which is on your Roku streaming box, or Road to Eternity on YouTube. That's Road, the number 2, and Eternity.
The Wendy Life. New episodes every second and fourth Friday on the Road to Eternity channel.
My parents always told me I could be anything I wanted to be. just be it with my whole heart, work hard, and God will open doors for me. Things wouldn't come easy, but if I live with purpose, passion, and persistence, God would provide. I am the woman of my dreams, and it wasn't an easy journey to get to her. I am more than who I label myself to be because God is still revealing my destiny. I am Chantal Ashante Hill, the spiritual ballerina.
New episodes every second and fourth Friday on the Road to Eternity channel.
Are you ready for a joy infusion? I'm Dr. Felicity Joy, and my new talk show, The Felicity Joy Show, is just that. I talk to people that are living their dreams and those that are struggling to do the same. So whether you have a dream or you say, I don't even know what my dream is, I have an inspiration guarantee on my talk show, The Felicity Joy Show. Watch it on the Road to Eternity Network, on YouTube every first and third Friday for new episodes.
For people to hear that the longevity of your marriage, and you know, nothing is perfect, but you've been able to ebb and flow together in this journey.
And it takes really different kinds of personalities in order to make something work, because marriage is not a 50-50 relationship.
Thank you for saying that.
It's a 100-100 relationship. Even though marriage is a 100-100 relationship, you need to make sure that it remains in a particular level of balance in the pitch and catch. Because when someone becomes over-invested, they begin to invest a lot more in a marriage than their partner does. What ends up happening is that in most cases, that other partner, without the understanding of the empathies of life and the compassions of life.
On the Road to Eternity channel.
And I know that they tried their best with what they could. Maybe they didn't have an option when they were kids as well. But you know, I appreciate their all they did for me. And I mean, I wish they would have done the same, but I understand why they did it. And I don't blame them for it.
The problem is they haven't done the intentional work as it relates to what their marriage is going to look like.
Yes.
So not having premarital counseling, not being quite sure the direction that they want the marriage to go in, not really having the same ideas about what it means to be married, are some sticking points for how they're going to proceed. So now that they've done all these other cursory things that look good on the outside, it's time to do the hard work on the inside. So Demetria, I was just thinking about you. I'm glad we got this time to be together because watching you as you were telling your story and talking about how you were raised and your sadness for how Leo was raised, it just took me back to my own childhood and thinking about how our upbringing really does impact our marriages. And it happens in ways that we really don't realize, especially when we don't explore those areas before we get into a relationship, because that's really all we know. You know, we are a product not only of our family, but of our environment. And so Leo's upbringing, you know, not having all of those things, will absolutely come into the marriage. Do you have any concerns about that?
I know that he, like he said, it's made him a little bit uptight. And there are definitely times that I wish he would loosen up some. And like there are times when I'm just being silly or I want to go do something. Like I think like me and my mom just last week we went to the Shedd Aquarium after hours. They have a little after hours thing. And I like doing off the cuff things like that. You know, it was kind of a last minute decision for us to go. But with him, he doesn't ever want to do anything that last minute. And I know like last minute can bother some people, and I don't want to do it all the time. But once in a while, it'd be nice just to like, kind of like fly by the seat of your pants, you know, and just see where the day is going to take you, or the night's going to take you, and you know, just be like open and kind of happy-go-lucky. And I think there was just like one time in our 7 years that I think I can never say that we really had a day like that.
Okay, so help me understand this. What does fun mean for you, and what does fun mean for Domenica? And is there a conflict there?
For her, it's more, I know she likes to go out, she likes to dance.
Yeah, she had dance lessons growing up, right?
I don't dance. I hate dancing. I don't sing. It's just not in me. There's a little bit of conflict there, but I always compromise. So you say, screw it, maybe I'll have another drink, maybe another 2, 3. Until I feel comfortable, then I'll dance with her and we'll have fun. But for me, fun is mostly, I like, you know, I'm more of a chill person. I do like to just hang at home, Netflix, whatever, get some food. I also like to, I'm a big runner. I like to go running.
Okay, does Domenica run?
No.
Okay.
She used to, but not anymore.
Why not?
I think just life just happened and she just doesn't have time.
Okay.
But I try to make time. I like to work out. I like to run. I like to, I don't know, I just go on my phone, that type of thing. But for the most part, I just, I'm not a big clubbing person or partying person as I used to be. And, you know, college, you know, everyone drinks and does all that.
Have you talked to him? Like the way you're talking to me about how important that is to you, have you had one of those kind of conversations?
Honestly, no. And I think partly I don't think I ever put it into words like that before. But then also, I think his uptightness, I think I've tried to broach the situation. But I think also his uptightness sometimes, he'll be like, he does this thing with his neck that he always does. And he'll be like, okay, Domenica, like, I don't really want to talk about that now, or we'll get into it, we'll talk about it, you know. And I don't know if maybe I'm just picking the wrong time, always picking the wrong time to bring it up, you know, or if it's just something that he's never going to give me a chance to bring up. And I feel like he just gets very defensive and kind of just like, it's like he just shuts it down. But I think that kind of goes also back to his upbringing. His parents didn't like, they would go to work and they would come home and like they weren't exposed to different things and they didn't expose him to different things. So I think it's just natural for me to always be thinking like, what about this? What about this? What about this?
So you're out here and he's in here.
I feel like that.
You're out here and he's in here. And that's with all kind of different things.
What makes you guys compatible or suitable for each other?
I think it's the willingness to be like, okay, he likes this, I like this, and that's okay.
What are the thises?
It could be, for example, I'm not a big drinker. So for me, going to clubs or, you know, those type of settings, I don't feel comfortable with. Just because I wasn't brought up with drinking, or it's just I'm out of my element, I guess.
What? So Domenica's a big drinker?
And she's not a big drinker, but she does like to have fun, and that's okay.
Okay.
Right. So she'll like to go to clubs and stuff like that. At first, I was not really open to that idea, but I kind of over the years, I just say, you know what, screw it, let's go. Or she wants to go, let's go. But before, it wasn't as open about it, and that's okay. And then if we say, hey, you know, we got to put these together somehow, we can compromise. And I think that's one of the big things for us is we're willing to compromise. I know my parents were like a wall. I'm like talking to a wall, trying to have them do something. But she's not like that, and I'm not like that. We're willing to be flexible, you know, because we care for the other person, right? We want them to have fun. We both want to have fun, but we want to make sure we can be flexible and meet our needs.
It's really interesting how we are as people. We will either go after something that is just like what we came from, or something that is so opposite. Like you said, he is way over here and we were over here. And you've got to find some kind, even if it's not right here, if it's a little here, But that is going to be problematic. And I'm just being able to speak to you from someone who's been married a very long time and watching other couples. And you are doing so many of the right things that to miss this is enough to cause you to not have the kind of marriage. We have the kind of setup, but not the kind of marriage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where do you want to take your family? Because you guys don't have any kids now, right?
No.
Okay, so, but you said you wanted to have kids, right?
Yes.
So it'll be you and Dominica as a married couple, not just friends, not just an engaged couple, but a married couple. And I have to take my family somewhere. I have to take them in some kind of direction. And with that being said, we're gonna do things either better or different, or go on a different path, accelerate, grow, right? The question is, what kind of growth do you want, and how are you gonna make it happen?
The thing is, I don't know what kind of growth I'm looking for. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's positive, but I have no idea. I don't know because it's in the future, something that I can't visualize. And,
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. I do want them to go into a positive direction, grow as a family, get closer, go to Disneyland. I don't know. But,
okay.
But
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for me to visualize because it's not something that I've been thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an assumption that we all make. We all want the better for our family,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Your kids could just be doctors, but in general, you want them to do the better for them.
You want them to do well. I got it. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to get back upstairs with the lady, man. I just want to take some time, get inside your dome a little bit before we reconvene, because I know there's some things I definitely want to talk to you about and talk to Dominica about, but I want to hear from your lips outside of her presence.
Okay.
So thanks for coming down.
Okay.
All right. Amen. All right, so look, man, Leo and I, we had some individual time downstairs to dissect some things, and I know you guys talked up here as well. What I want to know is, I want to piggyback on something that Leo said earlier. He said that I want our marriage to be like our engagement, like the same. But my question to you guys is, if your marriage is exactly like your engagement, would you guys be happy with that?
You mean the actual day that we got engaged, or do you mean, because if it's like the actual day we got engaged, that'd be kind of amazing. Like, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the days after that.
I'm trying to think.
Be honest. If your married days are exactly like your engaged days, would you be happy with that? Or
I
would
was
you?
working a lot. Like over those overnight shifts. Oh my gosh, those hours were horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Better than that. Like I want us to have more time for each other than we have had these past few years, or not few, but couple years. You had nursing school. You were really focused on finishing that and doing your test. You were kind of stressed. I was stressed with baking at 1 a.m. every morning. So I want to be better than that. I wanted to be better than that.
In addition to time, Dominica, what would make it better?
I think having more time to do whatever we want when we want. I think being able to see each other more, because we'll be living together obviously by that point.
Mm-hmm.
But like being able to see each other more.
That's all time. What about in addition to time? What could make it
Sorry,
better?
I just said in addition to time. Sorry, you're right. I think actually being able to create things for ourselves, like you were talking about how we both like to write and work on like writing stories and things like that. I think being able to do that, and then also I feel like I'm still going back to time. What is wrong with me?
You keep going back to time.
I don't know what to say that I can't I don't know what else to say.
What about you, Leo?
I think if we stay the same right now, just right now with this house renovated, only me working, you're still working on stuff. I don't think that'd be a good idea. I think just for us moving forward, you know, you finishing your school, getting a career, because I know you don't want to work at Whole Foods at 1 a.m. in the morning, you know, or any of the stuff like that. So for us moving forward, you getting in a better situation work-wise, getting a job that you enjoy doing, you know, not like 1 a.m. hating going to work. And then for us, I think that just being in a better situation where we can see each other more, spend more time.
That's still time.
I know.
We're still on time.
Okay, well, let me ask you.
Well, let me try to phrase it to see if this would work. As it relates to how you are together, if your marriage is like it is as your engaged time,
Okay.
would you be happy with that?
Okay.
This is just about your interaction and how you're together and the things that you're doing, the way you're communicating, anything that relates to interaction as man and woman, husband and wife.
And as we like to say, the fun, fire, and focus, right?
Mm-hmm. I would want things to go deeper. I think where we are is nice. I think this is a nice place to be in relation to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do work together well. I think we've seen that with this laminate floor.
Yeah.
I think we may have some bumps in our communication, but I think at the end, we get out what we want to say. But I think we can go deeper than just that. So I think we're at a good place, but if it stays here forever, I don't think that would be good. I think it needs to keep growing deeper. I think we should, our communication can improve even more.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I say intimacy, I'm not talking about like physical intimacy, but when I say intimacy, I think even like the feelings that I share with you, I think they can go deeper for both of us. And I think sometimes, and I just get the feeling from you sometimes that sometimes you hold in some of your thoughts and feelings, and that you're like imagine if the rock was an actual rock, that would be you. Sometimes.
You said that's not funny, Leo.
No,
That's not
it's kind of funny.
He's in the cartoon.
We want to
but-
laugh with you, not at you. That's never the intent. Okay.
That's what I think.
No, that's good. I agree with you.
Okay.
You agree?
Mhm.
Why?
He's completely right. I mean, I do tend to be like that sometimes, and it's not always my intention. It's just, and I know I should be better than that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it is hard to do something. You'd say something's easy than just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with her. I think it's something that I should work on. I know that I'm not the most open guy sometimes, and for me, it's just if angry, hold it in, calm down, and let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that sometimes that doesn't always work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always open for, any suggestions and things like that. And I do think that's something I should work on.
When I took Leo downstairs, I really wanted to get more in depth about his upbringing and the impact, because he used the word it has impacted me, and I want to know what the impact was and what the impact is. But during that conversation, I even told him, I said, I'm going to probably bring some of this up upstairs at the table as well, because I wanted you to talk about it in front of Dominica. But Leo, when you hear her talk about stagnation, right, and what it means, because I asked Leo a poignant question, and I was very direct. And I told him, I said, even if we weren't doing this show, I would probably even ask it differently, even if we were at the barbershop, right? But I asked Leo a question. It was similar to the direction of your marriage, and I asked the question because he said, I want my marriage to be just like our engagement. And I asked, well, where's the growth in that? That's when I asked the question. I said, where's the growth? And then I asked him, what are you going to do for growth? And now you hear Dominica say, if I don't grow, that's stagnation, that's suffocation, and then it's going to make me run away. It's going to make you want to run away, and possibly the food. Now, granted, I guess if there's a good part about that, she didn't say she wants to run away to another man, right?
She did say food.
And that, because when she said I'll be alone, I said I kind of chuckled. I said, okay, well at least she didn't want to go to another man, but then she added food in there. But when you hear her say that, and you understand what the importance of growth, what goes through your head?
I better do something. We got to do something. Obviously, that's not what I intend for our marriage, is stagnation. I think nobody does. But like I mentioned, is whatever that looks like for us, I do want to go forward in a positive direction. I never intend for stagnation. That's not my goal. My goal is moving forward. Now, what does that look like? I have no clue. And that's something me and her can talk about and see what else we can find.
Yes. Yes. And are you open to whatever the possibilities may be?
Yeah. I'm always open for anything.
At least once. Are you? Did you hear that question?
Yeah, I am.
I'm going to tell you, one of the things that Nicole and I always advocate is really premarital counseling. Have you guys had premarital counseling?
No, not yet.
We are big advocates of that. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things that I would also advocate for you is that you really discovered. I'm glad to hear that you said, we're engaged, but we don't have a date set yet. I know a lot of things are predicated on the house, but here's my unsolicited advice in this area. Knowing how important growth is to Dominica. And I said, I made the statement downstairs. I said, she understands growth, and if things don't grow, they die. I mean, she was into biology, right? She understands that better than most, right? That you figure that out before your wedding date. Don't try to figure that out after you're coming down the aisle or after you've walked down the aisle. Figure that out before. The things that are brought to your attention that could be problematic, get them resolved before you set your wedding date.
Or have a plan before. Because one of the problems in marriages, and I was sharing this with Dominica, is unfortunately we don't put the work in to our marriages. And that's why a lot of them fall apart. We will plan every other area of our lives. But the hard work that it takes to be able to communicate, to find out what our interests are, even if I don't like it, if he likes it, to do that, and him not liking what I like to do that, but not doing it just because that's what he likes to do, but learning to love what they love and getting a genuine interest in that so that you can share that together simply because it's important to the other person. And I'm not talking about things like going shopping for clothes or going out eating, although that is very important. It took him years to come. I was passionate. I had a relationship with food before I met him.
Oh, she still has a relationship with food.
So, I had a deep relationship. And he was like eating.
It's still deep.
He ate to exist. It's deeper,
like, how do you live that way? That's not living.
Well, he has come around in that. That was an area I was willing to work with. In the meantime, I had girlfriends. I could go and share that with them as opposed to feeling like I'm going to make you do that with me. If you're not ready, fine. I know what to do. But we have grown together in things that I would have never been interested in because he loved it. And in that, we found our common interests together so that marriage stays colorful and lively and interesting. Spicy. Yeah, we're getting ready to take salsa classes together. This is one who would not dance in public, who is now willing to take salsa classes. So I just stayed with them long enough to learn that side of them. Yeah.
That's all I did.
So that's exciting to think this many years in, but the marriage.
Wow, I'll bop my head too.
The marriage has got to be your number one priority. Not the house and the stability of the house, not the job and the stability of finances, not a roof over your head, because all of those things you could lose, right? But this right here, that has to be your number one priority. And whatever happiness means to the two of you together, you've got to figure that out and work on it.
And it doesn't grow, and it doesn't happen by hope.
Yeah.
It happens by intentional hard work.
It's not just words. Well, I love you. I love you by my actions. And the actions demonstrate that. Love and passion for one another. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yes, we're advocating premarital counseling. So please do that. I know, as I was sharing with Dominica, a lot of people, by the time they're doing premarital counseling, the marriage is already solidified. Like they already have a date, the dress is already purchased. And if I had it my way, couples wouldn't do it that way. It would be at the moment you decided, I think I'm serious about you. Let's go talk to somebody, because you learn so much about one another. Nonetheless, you can still do it and get a firm plan and foundation about how to walk out your marriage together now that you've decided that you're the one and you're the one.
Like I said, especially in areas where you already identified this could be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
You already know. It's not like, well, we got married and this is a shock to you. You know that.
Right.
So you give yourself a fighting chance by taking care of it now.
Mm-hmm. So I think we can toast to that. What do you think?
Yeah.
To marriage and family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marriage and family. Thank you.
So a lot of times couples, when they are deciding to get married, when you bring up the whole topic about premarital counseling, they really have already set the date.
Unnecessary. And if I do it, it's just a check mark so I can say that I've done it.
The dress has already been purchased. The venue is decided. And now it's just a matter of waiting. And having premarital counseling is almost like just that box check thing that happens. And we're saying, no, you really need to take the time to have that premarital counseling so that you know the building blocks you're needed for a firm foundation and how it is that you're going to proceed.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this about premarital counseling as well. See, a lot of times people don't want to do it because they're afraid that they may hear something that may tell them not to do it.
Right.
But if you don't get that information, you'll get into the relationship and then wish you hadn't done it.
That's right.
And then that not only brings up for a lot of people, that's a shame of getting divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even worse when you bring children into the picture. So we really advocate premarital counseling to save yourself a lot of heartache.
Right. And so when I think about the title of the show, Family Futures Today, you really do have to prepare now to thrive tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't, the ramifications of that are beyond just we don't agree about how to pay the bills. It's really the destruction of a relationship that could have been fortified had you put the work in the beginning. Because we really know what?
Marriage done right is hard work.
Oh, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Yes, it is.
And we're advocating that even more today after having that conversation with you.
Absolutely. So look, thank you for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.